Let's go ahead and talk about the engine that was fitted for the Hellcat back in the second half of the World War II to power this bad boy. First off, we'll take a step back to during the days of the Wildcat. That was basically run with a 16 horsepower R-2600 engine. So when it came time to bring the Hellcats online, a company called Pratt & Whitney developed an engine that was 2,000 horsepower, which was quite a big difference for make it go faster and more maneuverable. So like I said, it was a 2,000 horsepower engine. It was the R-2800 10 engine, and that is what powered the Hellcat during its heyday. As far as the Revell kit is concerned, there wasn't much of a detail as far as the engine, as you can tell. It's basically just molded into a single piece, and you know, you can see the cylinders in there. I think the original engine had 18 cylinders, 36 pistons. So basically what I did was I hand brushed the actual cylinders with black NATO or NATO black paint from Tamiya. And as far as the background, I used a kind of metallic gray. Like I said, again, everything was hand brushed in there. And once that was done, I actually clear coated everything after I put some copper in there as well to kind of give it for the copper tubing impression on there. But like I said, there wasn't much detail involved with the Revell kit. As far as the lower section here, on the instructions, they tell you to paint these three areas black, but there's a big opening there, so I'm not sure what they were referring to. So what I ended up doing was cutting out a piece of plastic from my milk jug. Had a little bit of texture on there, and I glued it to the back end just so I had something to paint this area black, and that you couldn't see through all the way to the back of the plane. So that was my resolve as far as what to do with that. But and then what I did after that, since I worked from the inside out, is I took some tissue paper or paper towels, wetted it down, and actually stuffed it inside the engine housing as well as inside the three vents underneath. And I used some Tamiya sea blue just to kind of give it a test color for the exterior of the paint around the first half of this cowling, just to see what kind of a color scheme it'll be. So this is the Tamiya's version, I guess, of the sea blue that they keep talking about. So I may go with that for the rest of the plane. But there you have it. That's the engine that powers the Hellcat. Well, hello again, everybody. This is an update to my build of the F6F Hellcat that I've been working on. As you can tell, I've already kind of done my customary, you know, washing down the parts and soap and water, and I primed all the parts. This time I kind of chose a different kind of primer. I used the Krylon flat gray primer just to see how that would do, because normally I would use the Rust-Oleum. But that was my initial prep work. After that point, I basically worked on the pilot. It's only two parts, the pilot and the compact seat of his cockpit, and that's it. You know, I painted the colors that I chose for the pilot, and clear coated it, and glued it to the side of the fuselage. As far as the sub-assembly of the wings, You know, it does have moving parts involved with that. That's the retractable gear, landing gear, and the pins that move back and forth to accommodate the folding of the wings. So I want to make sure I got that right and got that together. But before I actually assembled it, I did airbrush some green paint on the inside interior of the subassembly of the wing. Of course, I put the landing gear in and the movable rods that accommodate the folding wings. Glued it all down, let it sit overnight, and the next day I basically very carefully slid this part through the fuselage. I had to be careful because you can't tell because it's pretty dark in here, but you actually have to kind of go underneath the pilot's feet because his feet is floating basically in the air, because that's, like I said, there's no detail in the cockpit area. So and basically I'll show you, flip it over. You can go you go as far as, there's two little pin mechanisms that tells you when to stop. And let's see if I can see it with the light here. But there's a pin right here and a pin right here. So once you slide it through, it will actually stop, and that's as far as you go. And that helps line it up between the sub-assembly of the wing and the fuselage. So there you go, that was that. Another part of the assembly was putting the movable skyhook in. Basically here on the back end, you'll see the rear wheel and the skyhook. And basically they tell you you can push this in and out in case of flying mode, but basically it just slides in and slide out to catch the cable when it lands on the aircraft carrier. So there's your second moving part there of this assembly. All right, and so basically I haven't glued this part down yet. I will kind of glue that down a little bit later with some maybe Tamiya thin cement. But this basically, and then once I also before I forget, I did install the rear stabilizers. I got, you know, when I put everything together fuselage wise, there wasn't much of a seam or any gap, so I basically sanded that all down and made it nice and smooth. I want to make sure I didn't erase any of the panel lines on the plane itself, but that's pretty much it for right now as far as the what you're looking at right now. You know, I also have, if you go, I worked on the actual engine itself, and actually that's going to be fitting right here. I did go ahead and put the propeller together, and I have that clear coated. Of course, I airbrushed the with the NATO black and some yellow and some silver. And let me move this back here a little bit. I have this kind of underneath protection here for any dust and anything like that, but I can show you what she looks like. So hopefully you can see that. That's in the camera there. So that's all been 3 different colors. The NATO black, some yellow for the tips, and I used some chrome silver around the propeller, inside part of the propeller. So right now I'm just kind of laying that clear coat with the Pledge floor shine is what I used, and I'm just kind of let that set for a couple hours underneath the lid. So I'll put that off to the side. And of course I put together the drop tank. This of course, you know, had some fuel in it to extend the flight time of the Hellcat when it's on its mission. And I also glued one of the bombs together. Of course, it did have a 2,000 pound payload for the bombs. I will be painting this in a little while. But and then I also took care of the 6 rockets that fit underneath the wing. Also airbrushed. I used the white gloss paint and some gloss green, and of course these have all been clear coated as well with the pledge floor shine, or future as other people say. So basically this is where we're at in the build, and so until next time, we'll have more of the wings put together. We'll have the propeller put in as part of the cowling, and we'll go from there. So till then, thanks for watching and subbing, and have a good day. Bye.